A shop unlike any golf shop I've ever been in before. As you can see, we are now going to have a wander in and have a look at what they have to offer. I'm not sure how that would perform. Like if you do go out and get that fitted or test it, how's the ball speed going to be? 370,000 and more gold. We've all heard of XXO, that's 2,100,000. This is where I want to have a big look as well. So golf balls that you would normally see, and then we kind of move over to the more exotic kind, XXO rebound drive, XXO premium, lots of different stuff. What are these? Non-conforming super egg. I might have to get those. How much are they? There's no price. Oh, no, I say I've got no idea how much that is. I'm sorry. Yeah. A few days ago, I went shopping in South Korea for golf balls, and I found a pack of golf balls that claimed to go super high, super long, with super low spin. And not only that, they claim to be a little bit naughty. These balls are non-conforming to the rules of golf. So just how good are these balls going to be? Guys, we're going to talk price, we're going to talk just how good can these be, how much better can they make your game, and we're also going to talk what they look like, because these look very different to your normal golf ball. Check this out. It's almost like a kind of pearl finish on here. This is a Super Egg 999, and it even says on the ball non-conforming, so I don't have to write on it. If anyone finds one of these out here after today, please don't pick it up, not only because it is non-conforming and illegal, but also because I've just played a few holes with these golf balls to give you a proper fair test, and they feel absolutely awful. You're really not going to enjoy that. But does the performance outweigh the feel and enjoyment factor of this ball? See, it is non-conforming, but why is it non-conforming? Well, basically it features a Super Repulsion ionomer cover and a Super Repulsion ionomer egg core. You may wonder how I can read that. I actually found it on the internet on their website, so that's how I got it. But guys, I know you're all probably wondering, where can I get these from and how much were they? The only place I could find them was Discover Japan, and they are $46 a dozen. So not a cheap ball, by no means one of the most expensive balls I've ever tested, but for me, up there with premium brands. I would hope they at least perform like that. Stay tuned, smash that subscribe button, and throw a like on this video if you're enjoying this content. We'll kick off with 7-iron today. We're going to test them for irons, wedges, driver. We're going to test them for numbers as well, so make sure you stay tuned. Guys, do me a favour, get in the comments below, would you buy these? We are 165 yards out. I've got a 7-iron, which is my normal 7-iron distance. We're into the breeze just a tiny bit. Is that going to make a huge difference? This is only a two-piece golf ball. We have the Repulsion ionomer cover and the Repulsive core. Right, I've stuck that pretty well, nice and compressed. Is it up there? That's front edge of the green. I expected that to maybe be a little bit longer. Again, guys, this ball feels, honestly, it could potentially, listen to that, be the worst sounding golf ball I've ever tested. Makes a top flight feel soft. Right, that's as good as I've got. That's just a good golf swing. Nice and compressed. I think that's up there. I think that's up there. You see, what I'm trying to do here is test them not only for distance, but also for control. A golf ball's no good if you can't control it. It's also no good if you can't play in competition, I would imagine. But let's go one more. Let's really try and get this one nice and high. I would imagine you're going to have to stop it with landing angle, not necessarily mid-iron spin. Like that. That felt a little bit better. I've actually hit that really, really hard, and that's short in the bunker. Fair to say, into the wind, I'm not sure this is a ball that you would want to be using. I can't wait to see how far it goes with driver, because surely it has to go a long way, doesn't it? Also, guys, if anyone is wondering what a high repulsion core looks like, stay tuned. I'm going to cut this open at the end of this video and just see exactly what it does look like inside. Do you open it up, then the FBI come down raining from the sky and arrest you? Probably not, but I'm interested to see what it looks like anyway. So you can see, guys, if we're being totally honest here, the distance that I've hit that 7-iron really isn't. I mean, it's consistent. We'll give it the consistency factor there, both front edge, but it's certainly not a longer 7-iron than I would usually hit. Yes, it's into the wind, but I would think if this is an illegally long golf ball, maybe that would help counteract it. When you think distance, you always think driver, but you sometimes have to think, if you're changing your golf ball for a legal golf ball that performs differently, how different does it perform with an iron? Because you can get caught out, and we've been caught out there because that it's non-conforming, and so far it's non-performing. Okay, so iron performance wise, a bit of an anticlimax. Just how bad does that sound, by the way? Oh, what about around the green spin? Because if it's non-conforming because you get loads of control, you can get loads of backspin, you can send it in there like a dart, then fair enough, we can start to see a little bit more value for money here. The question I'm starting to ask myself is, just because something is non-conforming and illegal, does that make it better, or is it just non-conforming and still shit? It sometimes feels like everyone thinks that just because it goes faster, it's better. Come on, can we get some spin? That came off proper dead, like really, really. This is a brand new TaylorMade MG4 wedge as well, by the way. And it almost feels like that cover, I mean, that's done okay, it's got flag high, but it feels like that cover's gliding up this new face. It's not kind of getting stuck in, it's not grabbing, it's not getting any real spin. And I have just tested these wedges, and that's exactly what I liked about them. They did really generate a lot of spin for these shots. Like, it's just launching so high, and I'm aware that I've rolled out so much as well. I'm aware that a more budget cover, so i.e. basically not a urethane cover, is going to launch higher off the bat, but I didn't expect it to launch this high from a little chip. Look at that. I mean, that's just absolutely rubbish, if I'm being totally honest. Let's try the bunker. Surely we can get spin out of the bunker. Right, so far, totally unenamoured and unimpressed with these golf balls. These must go 400 yards if anybody buys them in South Korea. Yes, they're non-conforming, they claim to go a long way. If they do go 400 yards, I'll let them off. Stay tuned. Okay, let's do this. And you see, it's really interesting when people buy golf balls, they don't often test them around the greens or in bunkers. For me, this is where I need to know my ball is going to perform. I'll move you out the way a little bit. And I need to know it's not going to cut up too much. That one tried to stop. I think it tried to grab. It's not. I mean, it's not grabbed at all, if I'm being brutally honest. Let's try and go a little bit higher. That one spun to the side a little bit. Not too bad. Obviously, you are getting a lot more friction in a bunker. That's why tour pros can start to get a little bit more action out of a bunker. Tour pros would often rather be in a bunker than in the rough, by the way. And if you're not kind of good out of bunkers, it's a really good thing to do. You can really start to improve your game. Come on, spin. That's got to spin. Got to. No. Nope. That one even went long because I caught it a bit clean. They're usually the ones that sometimes come back. Come on, spin. That was more landing angle. Okay. It's not very often I review a product and then totally don't like it. But so far, so bad. So one more port of call before we do look at driver numbers, and we're going to hit a few putts with this because again, putting is part of the game that people just don't think about when buying golf balls. Look at that, by the way. That has been proper through the mill, hasn't it? All I've done with that, by the way, is play like 2 holes. I think it was this ball I played with. I've hit 1 bunker shot with it that you saw. It's actually falling apart from the inside of this golf ball. Not the best so far. Also, when you do want to look at your alignment aid, it basically tells you you are in fact cheating. So let's have a look at putting. I must admit, I can't wait to test driver with this because it must go 500 yards. It must do. So why is golf ball so important when it comes to putting? You see, if you have a golf ball that feels really firm and you don't like it, you might struggle with distance control just a little bit. Ooh, 1 for 1. This is probably the hardest feeling golf ball I've personally ever tested. Doesn't mean you can't get used to it. Maybe this is why it's illegal. Maybe all your putts, go in. We've dispelled that myth. So very, very firm feeling. And this drill's a really quick way. just to decide what golf ball you like the feel of. I love the fact I've got a kind of safe zone there with hole 3 and 1's lipped out. So putting wise, this is probably the best aspect of the ball so far. Okay, I think now it is time for Big Dog. And so moving on to the area that everybody wants to see, just how does this Super Egg golf ball, that is of course illegally non-conforming, form with Big Dog. You see guys, we're going to test it with driver today. I'm going to test it on the GolfSong Wave launch monitor. I'm going to see if it's worth putting up with just how bad these balls are in other aspects of the game, because it goes so far off the tee. One area that I think is really interesting with these is the numbers. So you see we had 999s earlier, here we've got 777. I believe there's 333s, but there's certain numbers that there isn't. Is that a good luck charm? Is it a bad luck charm? Guys, get in the comments below and let me know. I'm not too sure about things like that. I know obviously 666 isn't a number you would want on a ball. Right, let's see just how we feel like these go, and then we're going to hit some on the launch monitor and see. Oh no, that one's gone. Oh, I really hope no one finds that, because if they do and then they use it, I'm gonna feel bad if someone finds that. It does say non-conforming on it though, so read before you use. Middle of the fairway. That's gone a long way, just a long way into the trees, unfortunately. Oh yeah. Right, that could be massive. That could be the ball that makes me think, you know what? If that's got past those trees, that was the perfect strike, the perfect line, the perfect ball flight. Still felt terrible though. Let's go one more. See if we can match that one. Let's aim up the right and really try and draw this back in. That's Right guys, let's get the launch monitor out. Let's see just how these golf balls do perform. I'll compare them to a TaylorMade TP5, because that's for me as a golf ball that I'm using at the moment, and I think it's potentially one of the longest balls out here. Is it longer? Let's find out. So I hit a load of drives using my Callaway Paradigm Triple Diamond. You can see we are using the GolfSong Wave launch monitor, and I actually hit a lot of really good drives off this 18th tee. It was nice to hit some shots out on the golf course while still gathering data, because sometimes I feel like if you are just in a studio, you just try and lash at the ball. It doesn't really matter where it goes. I'm not going to lie, we did lose a few balls when testing, but that's okay. I tested the TP5 against the Egg ball. You can see here, very, very different results. Very interesting ball flights. The Egg launched a lot higher. It felt terrible. And it actually left a horrible residue on the driver face as well. So all in all, I wasn't expecting a lot from this, and as you can see from the numbers, it delivered even less. This is definitely one of the worst golf products, should I say, I've ever reviewed. I expected big things from this. I don't know if it's just kind of, I can't just look, it's just the numbers are terrible. It's nowhere near ball speed. Spin rate was manageable and okay, but the distance was nowhere near the TaylorMade TP5. To say this is an illegal ball, I really do not see the point whatsoever. I can't see there being many repeat customers on this one. So guys, there we go. And I must say, this is the first golf ball I've ever tested where I'm going to make sure this goes nowhere near my bag or anybody else's. Just because it's illegal doesn't make it better. I thought as I was testing this ball, oh, maybe that one's gone further. I think you start to hope that there is some logic there, when in fact it's just a poor quality two-piece golf ball. And just because it's illegal doesn't make it better. Guys, thanks for watching. Smash that subscribe button. Sometimes these videos work out incredibly well and you get a golf ball that flies 500 yards. But most of the time, if it sounds too good to be true and it looks too good to be true, guess what? See you all same time tomorrow. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.